All right.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of the Sunday Spin, brought to you by our fine sponsors, Grooves Records, in the 415, Kevin Chanel, and in the 719, What's Left Records. Speaking of the 719, as always, to my left, I have my man, my partner in crime, co-host G Money. Greno, how are you this afternoon? And who did you dig up for us this week?
It's another beautiful Sunday, baby. Great to see you guys. We got a wonderful group of lunatics in the house today, a duo, legendary in my eyes. These guys have been doing music for 3 decades now, I'm pretty sure. And I know. And they don't look it.
I look it.
Yeah.
I think I look it.
We don't look at it. It looks like we lost Greno for a second, but yeah. On that note, 30 years, but not only that, but basically same hunting grounds, the 6-4, where legends are born. So, guys, give me the age where it started for both of you. When was the first time you picked up a guitar and said, I kind of fancy playing in a band? And Tony, I'm going to ask you first if I can.
Well, I started later. I pretty much started in college. I got a guitar when I was younger, but I think I didn't know what to do with it. I think I was maybe a little intimidated at first. And then in college, I started playing with my roommates in bands. And then I just started playing with Blair. I didn't meet him till later too, so it wasn't right away. It was after college. We were in our 20s, and we just started playing together, and then it took off from there.
Super. Now, Blair, were you a late bloomer? And I call Tony a late bloomer, but what a bloom became of it. Or did you start younger than that? Because as a whole, our guests usually do start in those early teen type years. Is that the same for you, or was it later on?
Yeah, my mom bought me voice lessons in 8th grade. It was like a present that she gave me. So had this opera singer came in, this kind of older fella, real character, and he just was all about making me really sing loud. And he's like, that Robert Plant stuff, don't worry about that. Just, So it was a great experience. And then I got together with some buddies in 9th grade and played in front of the school. And then in high school, I kind of concentrated more on athletics, but I still was able to always be a guest singer in different bands. So I could get the, have fun without all the setup and breakdown, which was kind of cool. And then at Humboldt State, I got in a band with Danny Heifetz of Diesel Head and Mr. Bungle, and we were actually in a band together in 9th grade in high school too. And then when he came up to Humboldt, we did a band called Trees of Mystery, a couple of shows. But again, not too much until I got back to San Diego and I met Tony. This is going to be late 91, almost. I mean, getting towards 92. And he's like, I'm going to go get some beer. You write a song. So that's like one of the first nights we hung out, and we wrote a song that night, and it just kind of became an easy thing for us to do together, and it was fun. So we've been in band since 92.
What song did you write?
Ariel.
Oh,
so I took the words off the back of the book. It was in the annotation of the back of the book, synopsis. So it's basically the song is a synopsis of this demonic 8-year-old who seduces men.
I read that book.
The Postman, stuff like that. Light fare, easy rock, little punk.
Yeah, that was a good song.
Well, Blair, I find it really interesting that you started with voice lessons. That's definitely kind of outside the box. Definitely, but wow, what an interesting way! And I actually envision a young Blair sitting in front of this fat Italian Pavarotti type dude, teaching him how to breathe and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I love what you said about that you two were writing songs basically from the get-go.
Yeah.
The songwriting partnership at that fragile a beginning is so special. It's the closest thing to, you know, a second baseman finding a shortstop, so to speak. From
Yeah, it
that,
was
that
interesting. We
first,
never did covers. We didn't do covers
yeah,
much. We
it's
started writing
very
with originals. That's what
interesting.
was cool about it.
Yeah.
What I was going to ask is, did you think from that first song that you would be writing songs throughout a long extended period of time, or did you think, God, you know, I'm gonna find somebody else to write with? I mean, what do you remember about that first song that you guys wrote?
Going to get more beer because we drank.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
For me, it was like the time was just perfect for me. I really needed to get in a band right then in my life. You know, I had some stuff going on. I had a job and stuff, but I really needed something else, and it came across for me right at the right time. And then we kind of got into, you know, I'm not really a big just stand there and sing kind of guy, so we started getting into props and different things that I could do besides just stand there and sing. Wear some different shit, put some different masks on, or just played the character that we wrote about, and that made it really fun for me because I had a little theater experience, and I still would like to do theater, but we pretty much did theater the whole time in Barefoot Hockey Goalie.
Yeah. And I actually I wrote a couple songs with another guy who was like super serious and real dark. And we wrote like the song we wrote a couple songs and they're good. So, and then Blair came along and it was like fun. And so I'm glad I didn't go the other way because he was kind of into the dark side. And
Yeah, you would have joined the Doors.
It was like it was the Doors, exactly. Yeah. It was like, yeah, it was gonna be real super dark, and then Blair came, and we just started writing songs like crazy. Yeah, just like every day a new song. Yeah, super easy.
Every song had a little something to it that was fun to go to the thrift store and buy some crap for or whatever. So we ended up with bags of stuff that we'd bring to shows and just dump the bags on the ground and grab the props you need for the song that they work for. And that was kind of fun. It created a new element to the live show, and especially for me, it allowed me to do just have a lot of fun, do a lot of improv. I would say we were definitely the anti-Doors. Or the opposite. Yeah. I wouldn't say anti, yeah. I would say the other side of the spectrum would be Barefoot Hockey Goalie, if that was two spectrum there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're those doormats.
Tony and Blair, out of those early songs that you guys are talking about, how many made it onto the first record?
Definitely Ariel.
Well, we did. Well, yeah.
Espanol is better. I would say a lot of those Sugar Mama, Evil is the best. All those songs were, I would say, what shifted out of the first 50 songs we wrote. You know, like those ones were the kind of keepers, and they ended up being on the album along with the opera.
Yeah.
What was it like doing that first record? I know you guys had a different experience for each one. What was the? Well, I see smiles all around, so there's definitely we're gonna hear some good stories here, Van.
So we had no idea what to do. Like I had no idea. So I remember going to a couple places, and then I picked this place called, was it SoundCloud? What was that guy? What is it? No, it was like SoundCloud. So anyway, it was this guy. It was SoundCloud. Right. That guy was way ahead of his time.
Right?
It was. So this guy, this guy, he was in Sorrento Valley. You know, it looked cool. Thought it was going to be cool. Brought everybody down. Danny came with us. We had our first bass player, Dave Arias, and Matt Lockout, and we had kind of just written a lot of those songs, so we, you know, they weren't really worked out yet, and so the guy was crazy, the engineer guy, and it was just him and us. and he had just bought this massive board, like Mackie board, like
It was too
500
big.
tracks, and you couldn't touch it. You couldn't touch it. You could barely look at it.
Oh,
and
no.
Danny had this huge diesel head beard, and he would just sit there over the, like working his beard over this thing. And the guy was so much worried about like the board that he didn't pay attention to us. So it just said it was awful. And then we recorded it. It was fun recording. No, it was cool to just do that. But he kind of fought us on a lot of stuff we wanted to do. He didn't want to do a lot of stuff that we were like, let's just do this. He didn't really he didn't play with us at all. So then we just started being dicks to him.
His main problem was, you know how some people, when they get in a chaotic environment, their strategy is just to make sure it's not their fault in any way. Like, it has to be the people around them their fault, even if that's not the right narrative. But he just bought this thing, and it was just a really uncomfortable situation. We ended up with a lot of really good takes, but really poorly recorded. And then we had to take it somewhere else. But luckily we had a label, Accretions, in San Diego that really liked us a lot. We played U-Haul. We got him with U-Haul Dreamin', this song that we had. And this guy Marcos just said, okay, don't worry about it. Bring whatever you got over to this other studio, and we'll transfer it over to blah blah inch tape and save it. And that's really what happened. So we were pretty thankful that we had Accretions to support us in that first album, because it was going downhill fast.
It's too bad, yeah, because then we had to transfer it from like 1/4-inch tape to 2-inch tape, and remember we had to find the tape player. Some guy had it in Claremont, and
we had to rent it, and then bring it back in slow motion.
Oh, the days of analog.
We should have just re-recorded. We should have just re-recorded it. And I've always wanted to like redo the opera, that first opera.
Oh,
it's great. Like live, it's great. It's kind of hard to listen to on the CD, but yeah, I've always wanted just to re-record that one.
I think what happened with the music is it was just written and we recorded it. Then we played it live for 4 or 5 years, changed it, made modifications, and it's just better live because we evolved. The songs evolved.
Yeah.
So I would still like to record it again.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Very good point.
Well, guys, I'd love to share a personal memory I have of the beginnings of Barefoot Hockey Goalie, because I was actually playing in a band in the North County area about the same time. We were playing the college circuits, the house parties, the bars, whatnot, cover songs, basically bored shitless, I'll be honest with you. And I had heard that there was a band in San Diego doing rock operas. And I thought, rock operas, what the hell is this city coming to, right? Little did I know, I heard the first rock opera. I took the demo tape of my band and I got a mallet out, and I swear to God, guys, I smashed it into pieces because I knew I was not going back to playing that kind of music in this town anymore. Yeah. So I want to thank you because it blew my mind. I'm sure it blew a lot of people's minds. Yeah. Reno, your thoughts on the rock opera and what it meant to this town. Were you around at that time, or were you in Colorado?
Well, no, I was in Northern California when they were just getting started, but they would come up. I remember the second album tour. They'd come through Santa Rosa pretty much every time, and then I had the opportunity to play with them for over a year, maybe 2 years. Just incredible. Watching them live is just so much fun. The amount of energy that this band puts into a performance, and Blair is just second to none. I mean, you guys have always been, just something that's I hold dearly, as something truly amazing, unique, and so much fun to watch and be. You guys bring in the audience, so it's an experience for them. It's not like you're up there playing. You include people, and just even like Blair described, the duffel bags at the beginning of the show, people come up and look, what's all this? What's going on? You guys start pulling stuff out and like, yeah. And then that opera is timeless and probably should be re-recorded, you know, with Danny on drums and just proper Matthew T. Trey, you know, the whole bit. Like, you guys know what's up. But anyways, you'll do what you can. But yeah, Vinny, again, I couldn't agree more as far as the resonance they've had and the longevity, guys. I mean, you guys are like what's my boy Vince Carter. You guys are like the Vince Carter of indie rock.
Ricky.
Well, Ricky, but you guys don't use the third person as much as Ricky.
Not that much.
I would equate them more to the Phil Negroes.
Ooh, I like it.
Right? Late start, longevity, Hall of Fame credentials for both these gentlemen, right?
Absolutely.
We'll still throw a knuckle at you.
There you
Hopefully
go.
we'll still throw a knuckle at you.
And you had two brothers, right? So we got Joe and Phil with us here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nail file in the glove, right, Tony?
We pull out all of we got it all. We got a big duffel bag. So
Well, and CCM jerseys are not cheap, man. I've been on eBay. I know what those things go for. So any significance to teams or colors there, or is it the louder the jersey, the better? What do you look for in a good jersey, guys?
now I've had my jersey. I've had that Montreal Canadian jersey since we started because we just went. We started the hockey thing because we were playing hockey at my house in the backyard, and we were both barefoot, and we were playing. Blair and I were playing hockey like 2 a.m. one Wednesday night, and like most people do, and we had just started right there. So it was more about the story. Well, it wasn't about. We were kind of into hockey because the Kings were good those couple years. But it was never about, it was always about, I thought, like Darius. Like we liked that guy, Darius Kasparidis. He was a real hockey player. And we thought he was cool.
For
but
the Rangers.
Yeah, but ours
Russian
was,
guy.
yeah, he was cool. And he kind of inspired us a lot. But I thought it was
Well,
always
we started with Barefoot Hockey Goalie, kind of a theme song. I think that was pretty much the first song that we wrote. And then we started adding songs. And I remember I got a phone call. I was with my mom. We were driving the car, and Tony's like, what it is an opera. It's an opera. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he just kind of ran the narrative through up until he makes it to the NHL. And then the one song that was left was just the retirement song when he turns into a baritone tap dancer on street corners. That's how it ends. So we just kind of put the songs together over, I think it was about a 2 or 3 period. And then, kind of polish. All the rest was polished for the next 25 years.
Yeah, so I think like our jersey, like I say, I've had that jersey forever. And the masks, like we went out to maybe played against sports or whatever, bought a couple masks. And we used to get like all dressed up. Like I had the knee pads. At the time I was playing like roller hockey, I think. We had all the gear. In the beginning, we used to have a penalty box where we'd like throw people in the penalty box and
Yeah.
Forgive me, guys. I'm just thinking, I'm so glad the two of you guys didn't take up ballet. Because, I don't think I'd want to see that live show.
Blair can pull it off. Tony, I don't know about Tony's ankles, but Blair can pull it off.
I think the closest thing we got to that was 10-meter naked carpet swim meet. Naked surfing on carpet.
Great.
I usually wear something. I'd wear a little something, but it was like if you were born in Bakersfield, you didn't have a pool. So we did a 10-meter naked carpet swim meet. I think that's the closest to ballet we got, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah. I don't know about. Yeah, I'm not much of a dancer.
So guys, let me ask you: are there any lost recordings? Is there anything we can look forward to? Because I'd give my eye teeth or my Roy Orbison shades for, you know, an anthology of the mighty BHG. Is that something we can put on our Christmas list, guys?
No, yeah, well, we had a 4-track, so I had a 4-track, like a TIAC thing, and we would just record, you know, on the cassettes, just every day. And so we have, I've got tons of cassettes.
Bo Diddley, man, don't forget about Bo Diddley.
Yeah.
Are you trimming the weeds over there? Is something clicking? Is it me or what is that?
Oh, it's my dog. It's my
We
dog.
had to adjust the
dog.
timer on the irrigation system before Mr. Wilson gets home.
Jeez.
Sorry, I think it was my dog eating something.
God, yeah. Now you got it.
something.
Now you got him in job security trouble, right?
No, but I've got a bunch of songs that I'd love to fix and do something with. Just takes time.
We're also working on a new opera about a guy who grows up in Claremont, California, which could be any suburb anywhere. And he drifts off and then tries to find his way back home as an older person. And I think it's going pretty well, but I think it would be kind of cool to couple that new opera with some old stuff, and then maybe make a kind of a new release with a little bit of anthology mixed in. That I think we should do that.
Yeah.
So get on that, would you?
I know. Let me put the kids to bed. I'll get right on it. Yeah. Hopefully we're gonna. I want to finish another opera, Claremont.
Yeah,
It would be the fourth opera.
absolutely. Yeah, I was going to mention that because, you know, when your guys' second album came out, FedEx Butcher Shop, that was just a step up in production and energy and quality in songwriting. I mean, you start right off the bat with Fresh as a Daisy. I mean, for some of us, that's like an anthem of that time. I mean, I remember the Patch Guys, you know, it was just like we listened to that CD over and over, you know, going up and down that, you know, Highway 5, and like that music means a lot to a lot of people. So
I think Reno said it very well. It's your coming of age record is what it really is. And what a departure and what an advancement. And yeah, it's very anthematic. And I don't think G could have described what it meant to myself as well any better than it did. It's an opus, if you will, to college life in California, no matter where you are. But you guys have always had that knack of putting the listener in the time frame and the place. It's something I struggle with. Any tips?
Blair?
You know, I think it's just following a story, and then I feel like when I perform, I'm usually not me performing a song. It's usually me being the character in the song.
Yeah.
So maybe that's helped set the place. I liked FedEx a lot, but as far as production value and like mixing and mastering, I liked actually Kid Champion the best of our operas, the way that one was mixed and mastered, and that one's on Bandcamp. Kid Champion's a Faustian tale of a boxer. So I don't know. The tip is to just go with your gut and go with what you're feeling, and that's probably what's happening.
Right. Well, in the story too, we all like FedEx. FedEx just started as a story. Like he's like, let's write an opera about 4 Estonian brothers who are butchers. Like that's it. Like, okay, that's a great idea. You know. Like, so
But then we were able to weave in all that immigration stuff. It was in the 97. It was Pete Wilson, and a lot of crap was going on with immigration as it is now. And so we kind of were able to weave that in a little bit, and then just give each brother a story to write a song about.
Yeah, and that one we did at Hit Single, which is a great studio in San Diego. I think he's still there. So we did that one with Randy Fuele, right? Fuel.
Yeah, Fuele.
Fuely. And then Marcos Fernandez from Accretions. So that was really, that was a fun one to make. And those songs, I can listen to that one. I love listening to that one. I think that it's cool because it's half the opera and then half like short stories that we call. And Fresh as a Daisy, that we wrote that for like a San Diego Music Festival. Remember, we got to play it like Boiler Room or Bodie's, and we were really excited about it.
We all were, and I actually remember it quite well.
And it's lasted. That thing's kind of lasted. Yeah.
San Diego was trying to kind of step up as a rock and roll leader at that point. You know, there was some bands coming out, and so we were pretty happy to get the show. So we wrote that song for getting the show.
Because I just felt like in San Diego, like we got some good stuff, but I never felt connected, you know, musically to the bands. Like we had our friends, like who was it? Like Faux Pas, Noise Pie.
Noise
Pie. We just kind of had a little group of us, but we were never like rocking.
Jose Sinatra.
Oh yeah, Jose Sinatra. But I always felt like the other guys, the Dragons, I don't think they appreciated us, or you know, so
it was a different sound, you know, it was a kind of different niche. But for some reason we'd always get teamed up with like, what was that band? I can't remember them, but we sometimes we would clear the place. We've done it a few times where the people who came, all of a sudden we play a song and they leave. But then all of a sudden it's full again and it's all different people. So that was kind of fun. It was cool that San Diego had that variety in their the people that came to shows had all kinds of different tastes. And so they filled the clubs in the 90s. That was cool. I'm sure they're still doing it now. But
there were some great bands. There were some great bands at that time too. So that was a good time for music there, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. So do you guys?
And that guitarist
go ahead. Go ahead, Blair. Sorry.
I was just saying that guitarist for the Dragons still going, and he's with Bronx now. The Bronx and Mariachi El Bronx. That's a double band. That's good. They are so good, and that's a Dragons member from that. Anyway, just shout out.
Awesome. And do you guys have anything coming up live show wise for the winter? I know sometimes you guys do shows around Christmas and New Year's.
It's tough. I don't know what to do these days. I don't know where to play. I don't know how to book. I don't know. It's you know, are places open? Where can you play? We don't have
Pacifica that likes us. There's a bar in Pacifica that likes us, so we'll just see if they're opening up. But we used to play winters in Pacifica.
Yeah.
So I'll come up there whenever Tony gets a show.
Yeah, we played. We haven't played much in a little over a year, maybe two, since this.
We played a couple of months ago, but it was just kind of a private party kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We need a show. We need shows. We want to tour this summer. We're going to
there's a lot of people that love the sound of that, guys, because
come to Colorado.
Yeah, well, here in San Diego, I mean, you do have a very loyal cult-like following.
Yep.
Extremely loyal and long-term, time-based.
Yeah.
You know, people come and people go, but the BHG following is, for lack of a better explanation for where I'm standing, is almost Deadhead-like in their fervor and appreciation. They smell a lot better.
Yeah.
Don't save your great. Yeah, don't send the mail, guys. But seriously, what do you attribute the following of the BHG?
I don't know. I think it's just different. I like, you know, we just try. I think we try. I think we just still try. Like in the beginning, like Blair, like kind of taught me, like if there's like two people, you just still like do your best, you know, or there's a lot of people we never played, you know, like, so I think we just try. And I think it's fun. I just think it's fun too. It's fun to watch. I think we still make people laugh, you know, and you can listen to good music and just see something you you're not expecting to see. Because I think it's
The hell of
different.
live act.
It's different every time.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think some people come, even if they've seen us a lot of times, they know that the show that they're coming to is going to be quite unique. So I think that's been kind of to our advantage, that every time you see us, it's going to be something maybe a little bit different. Some songs don't necessarily have words that are concrete, so that's kind of fun for me to make it different every time. And then musically too, we can diverge and do some improv, and just things happen sometimes with who's in the audience doing weird things, and there's a lot of interaction with the audience, and I think they like being a part of the show, and I think that's what they expected. So we find that if they've seen us, they usually go grab friends that haven't seen us, because they like to bring people who haven't seen us and see how that goes. So it's fun. It's been good. It's been a great run, and all the shows, whether there's 5 people or 50, have been super real appreciative audiences to get into it.
Beautiful.
That's awesome. Wow. Well, I guess at this point, guys, we want to give you guys an opportunity, as we always do each and every week on Sunday Spin, to do shout outs, gratitudes, all that. Thank mom for the cookies, whatever you got to do. But, I don't know if you're still a Charger fan, Blair, but they won. So anyways.
I'm coming back around.
Okay. But yeah, give you guys the floor, and yeah.
Well, I could start. I think from the start, it's been really important for me that I've had such a great wife. In the beginning, we weren't married, but then we got married, and we went on a couple tours when she was pregnant, and there she is. And so, yeah, without her support, I don't think it ever would have happened, and I still appreciate her to this day. And she's always she's always really encouraged me. So I have a shout out for Christine there.
Perfect.
You got one, Tone?
Yeah, I got a shout out. Do I have a shout out? Yeah. Well, now I got a shout out to I would have anyway before you did, but I have to shout out to my wife. No, she was like, yeah, I don't know what she thought. I'm surprised she stayed with me after seeing us play. She was because I remember, like, when we first started, we played some funky places. We would play some weird places, and she was such a trooper. She'd go and kind of stick through it. So she doesn't go out and see us too much anymore, but in the beginning it was nice that she did. Yeah. And shout out to Matthew Prey, our bass player.
Yep.
He's just sick.
Dude, he's a great guy, great musician.
Yeah, he's a bass player like no other. He's a big part of our sound.
Yeah.
Our songs, like, I can play like 4 chords and maybe a minor or 2 here and there and a 7th, but that guy can play everything. So he's a big part of our sound. And the beginning, Matt Lockout, he great drummer.
Uh-huh. He was.
Our bass player Dave Arias, he was great. Yeah, he passed away a couple years ago. So,
oh wow, I didn't know that. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's great.
I think Limes. I think he had Limes.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was.
I remember.
He was a guitar player who just played bass because we needed a bass player, and he came up with some of that first opera stuff. Like, that's him. That's him. And then our new drummer, Greg's awesome. Greg's a rock. So, shout out to all the Danny, maybe Danny Heifetz.
We'd be done without Greg. Yeah, Danny Heifetz has always been in our corner, in the penalty box.
Yeah.
In the wings.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's been fun. No, I can't imagine being in another band. I don't know if I could be, but this has been still is a really fun band because we're still doing it.
Yeah. And
I'm
just
anxious to get playing again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm anxious to get playing again.
Yeah. Because sometimes I'm thinking, well, I'm too old to be doing this, you know, and then we play and I'm like, I want to keep going. This is okay. I can still do this.
Yeah.
This is fun. Yeah.
Tony, you are in another band though.
What's that?
You are in another band.
I am in another band. Yeah, yeah. That's
Partridge. I mean the Eddies, baby.
yeah. The
They're
Eddies.
They're big.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun. Yeah. I'm in 2 super good fun bands.
Glenn, you would know all about that, right? You played in 2 super groups yourself, and one was family based. Squeaky and the Futures / Skinny Mulligans. Take your pick as to which was a super group, right? But anyways, guys, really want to thank you for your time and really hope we hear more about the BHG very, very soon because there's thirsty audiences out there, guys.
No
Especially
ball.
with some 6'4" memories. So keep
Shout
up
out
the good work. No
Yeah.
Illusions knows where it's at.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's our best fan.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
best.
Shout out to Ian. Shout out to Ian too.
Thank you, Ian, for participating on the
Ian.
Sunday Spin.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Barefoot Hockey Goalie on a Sunday. Nothing's better.
Yeah.
I wish you guys could grace us with a tune, but we know you're not, you know, in the same geographical location. But maybe next time we could get the band together and maybe do like from the rehearsal or something. Or you don't have to,
That'd be
but
great.
I'd love to have you all on
That'd be great.
next time.
Yeah. Love it. Love
For
it.
sure.
Definitely. Okay.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
Thanks for your time, both of you guys. Go back so far. We all do with
I know.
friendships, and I know Tony. I think we go back about 40 years now because I was in your mom's class when I was in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. So I was like 8 or 9 when I first met you.
Yeah.
You already had a skateboard and all that. I was so envious. I was like,
Friends.
"There's this guy," and then he gets a guitar. I just like whatever Tony did, I just followed. I don't know. I just had to.
And we still do, Tony. We still do.
I know, right? It's true.
Right. Unashamedly.
No,
He's the Pied Piper of the 6'4", right?
absolutely.
Greno, who we got next week?
Oh man, you guys! Next week, Eric Shaggy Cullen, another 64 legend,
Oh.
and he's got a new single coming out on October 1st, which is I guess Friday, and the show will be on Sunday. And then after that, guys, we got Mike Watt. I don't know if you guys have
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I know. He's played in a couple
Let's go.
bands around.
Train.
So hanging out with Mike and doing the spiel. And but man, we just want to thank you guys for your time, your efforts. Again, Tony, you try hard. I mean, that's something we've never really expressed. People express on our show, but we really appreciate that because you do. You guys show up for every gig, you know, and you know you're performing for millions, even if there's 50 people in the room. You're always giving it a go. And Blair, I mean, I've seen you do things on stage, my friend, and off stage. Interact with the audience, dude. It never gets old. Keep it up. Keep that body in shape, though, brother. I know you do.
Let's go.
We steal from you guys all the time. Just being honest.
Woo, look at that. Oh, perfect, Tony.
10-meter naked carpet swim meet. Look at that.
Love it. And yeah, like Finney said, consuming minds need that anthology. So, whatever the Sunday Spin can help to get that rolling, we always want to be there to support you guys. And yeah, like I said, we'll have you back soon.
Hey,
We'll
thanks
get
for
Bo Diddley on that anthology with drums. Bo Diddley.
Bo Diddley.
That was fun. Remember we demoed out the kid songs.
You did I have all that stuff. Yeah, that stuff sounds
He's
good. Yeah. Bo Diddley is a man. Bo Diddley.
And he would put it up on, I think it's on Bandcamp, man.
It's
on Bandcamp now.
What?
Pretty sure.
Okay. And you guys, before we go, what's your Bandcamp for those folks? What's
BarefootHockeyGoalie.bandcamp.com.
Bam, look at that. Straight to the point.
Yeah.
That's how we like it. Well, guys, again, thanks. It's been super fun.
Thank you, Glenn.
See you guys next week on the spin.
Thank you guys. See you, Vinny.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Take it easy.
Peace.
All right. What's Left Records, Grooves Records. We love you. We'll be back next week. Be safe, you guys. This is the last week of those dog days. So let's see who's going to go to the playoffs. Peace out.
Go see the Soul Shack in San Diego. Peace.
Yes. Thank you, Vinny.